Howdy folks, BoDean 52, hope you are well. In today's video, I'm going to give you the 3 reasons why I think you should buy a Road Glide. So number 1, this really is a true touring motorcycle. Now, I know you're going to be saying, well dude, it's considered a touring motorcycle, but let me tell you why I think it's just amazing touring. Not only is this bike set for your comfort, whether you're a big person, a small person, whether you're short, whether you're tall, this thing is comfortable, especially for long rides. I have been on multiple trips on this motorcycle, a couple thousand miles each. One of them with my bride on the back, so it's incredible for taking or riding 2 up with even some luggage. There's a whole joke with luggage and my wife in there, but I'm not going to go there in case she watches this video, but focus, BoDean. So not only does it have all those creature comforts of a touring motorcycle, cruise control, navigation, all that stuff, it is amazingly comfortable to ride. I do not get tired as much riding this motorcycle because of, 1, I think the protection, and 2, for how comfortable it is. The other thing about it from a touring perspective is if you want to do 60 miles an hour in the slow lane, it's awesome. If you want to ride 80 in the fast lane, driving by trucks, it's awesome. There is nothing when you're taking this thing out on the interstate or any other type of roads that you really need to be concerned about at all. I'll talk about handling in number 3. Number 2, you can buy this motorcycle stock, like from Tecumseh Harley Davidson, and you don't need to do anything to it. And I'm going to tell you why. So this is a 2021 Road Glide Limited for those of you that are new to the channel. Then I did buy this late in the year of the 2021 models. And when I first got it, I've owned a bunch of Harleys, and it's always, you got to add this, you got to add that, and it's never the price of, the joke is it's never the price of the motorcycle, it's the price of all the stuff you add to it. And there is some truth to that. And real quickly, for me, I believe when I bought this bike, it was roughly 30 grand. A lot of money for sure, right? And I did a bunch of stuff to it. I put a stage 1 and 2 in it. I put bars on it. Done a whole, put mirrors on it, changed all the lights on it. A bunch of stuff really to suit me and that I wanted to do. And honestly, I don't add up the money because then that would just bother me. So I don't do that. But I did not have to do that. This bike came with a 114 Milwaukee 8, and it is amazing out of the box. Now, especially those people that always upgrade their bikes, they'll tell you a bunch of different things. One is the suspension is awful, right? The suspension's not awful. Is it better if you upgrade it? Oh, absolutely. I'm a proponent of that if you're going to do an upgrade, is to just put some suspension on, especially the back of the motorcycle. But did I ever bottom out on it? Did my wife and I ever bottom out on it? When we went on a tour with it, before I did any of the upgrades to it, did we get off and say, oh, my butt and back hurts? No, we didn't. We didn't. So I really did not have to do that. The seat. I will tell you that for me, I have a Mustang seat. I just happen to put Mustang seats on all my motorcycles because I'm a fan of them. But the real reason I got this one is because it sets me 2 inches back, because I am 6'3", so I need that leg room. And it does tighten up a little bit because this is unlimited. So, I have a tour pack on the back of it. And the wife can tell that there's a little less space, but the armrests sit differently when you change out the stock tour or the stock seat for the anything else if you're a passenger. So I really didn't have that many problems with the seat. I thought it was fine. I just happened to take my Mustang seat for my Ultra Limited and put it on this one because I love it. But if you talk to my beautiful bride, she will tell you I like the stock seat better from a passenger perspective. And I will tell you what, if that seat really did sit me back 2 inches like this one does, I might still have the stock seat on it. Do you need to change out some of the lighting? Now, I'm not a fan of the lighting that comes on the bike in this day and age and the amount of money you put on it, but I happen to put Custom Dynamics lights all over my bike. I work with those folks, and they support the channel, so I was fortunate to do that, and I just love their product and their company for sure, but I didn't need to do that. Still be seen. Actually, the stock headlight in this bike, I think, is comparable to many upgrades. I will tell you that. So I did not need to do that. Did I need to put, at the time, a different muffler on it so it sounded better? Nope, I didn't need to do that either. So you kind of get the point. I think there's only one thing for me that was almost a must-do at 6'3", is the stock handlebars are kind of down, so it's a little bit uncomfortable when you get it. If you're a shorter guy or gal, it's not that big of a deal, and you can actually roll them up a little bit. Just wasn't enough for me, so I ended up changing them out. But you do not have to buy a $30,000 motorcycle, or $32,000 or $35,000, whatever it is now, and figure you got another 10 grand that you got to put in it. You do not have to do that. Many people keep it stock. The cool thing about that is you can add a little bit at a time as you wish or not. So don't not buy this bike because you think you got to do a lot of upgrades, because you don't. Buying a Road Glide stock is still an amazing motorcycle. And number 3, we all know that motorcycles pretty much want to stand up straight when you're riding them. But for a 930-pound motorcycle, 960-pound motorcycle like this one, I am continuously surprised about how good this thing handles. Not only we talked about earlier on the interstate or on country roads, but on roads like this that are a little bit twisty, this thing handles to me like a smaller, lighter bike. Even though we know it's not, you can still, hate to say whip this thing around, but you can definitely feel like you have control of this thing even in some of these tight little spaces. It sure makes having a big cruiser that can do this a lot of fun, because what you don't have to do is you don't have to have 2 separate bikes to be able to tour and then something else to ride on roads like this, because it makes it a whole lot of fun when it's a multi-purpose machine. Well, those are the 3 top reasons that I believe that the Harley Davidson Road Glide is, if not the best, one of the best touring model motorcycles out there. And I say maybe because I haven't rode all the other motorcycles. Too many folks out there making videos talking about how their bike is better than others when they haven't rode it. And at the end of the day, what matters is what you like and what's important to you and your riding and what you plan to do with the motorcycle. Don't let anybody else convince you otherwise. But I will tell you what, this is the best touring model motorcycle that I've ever ridden, and definitely the best Harley Davidson I've ever ridden. That is at least not an old classic motorcycle like my old Road King. But other than that, folks, I will tell you, you cannot go wrong if you're looking for a big touring motorcycle, in my mind, with the Harley Davidson Road Glide. If you have any questions, thoughts, concerns about what you think you may be getting into, or questions more about the bike that I didn't handle or cover, I would be glad to answer those for you. Thanks, folks, for checking in. Definitely appreciate you. If you're new to the channel, Thank you for stopping in, checking out the video. Give it a big thumbs up, and love to have you subscribe if you want to join the family. If not, still definitely appreciate you taking a look. Hopefully it helped. Be safe out there. Check on a friend. We'll see you on the next one.